For 187 years, this likeness of Thomas Jefferson has been proudly displayed in City Hall. Founding father, diplomat, polymath, towering figure, and the third president of the United States.
Some council members had objected to its presence because of Jefferson's history as a slave owner. The statue was donated to the city in 1834, commissioned by a U.S. Navy Commodore to honor Jefferson's commitment to religious freedom.
So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now, we're going to take down his statue.
Okay, well, I'll tell you where it stops. Somewhere. Anytime someone asks, where does it stop, the answer is always fucking somewhere. You might let your kid have Twizzlers, but not inject black tar heroin. You don't just go, well, after the Twizzlers, where does it stop?
Police video captured a violent attack on officers who were protecting the statue of Christopher Columbus during a protest Friday night in Grant Park. Yeah, police were caught off guard by the violence Friday night. 49 officers injured, 18 of them went to the hospital after projectiles and fireworks were thrown at them.
Tonight at 10, standing guard to protect a controversial statue in South Philadelphia. How this group is trying to thwart vandals.
Looks like you can see the paint here. Now we have police arrived, so clearly not going to happen.
In the Deep South, this Confederate statue hauled away in Jacksonville, Florida.
No justice! Earlier in the day, protesters vandalized a memorial to former British leader Winston Churchill, calling him racist. And in Bristol, the statue of slave trader Edward Colston was pulled down and thrown into a river.
In Bristol, in the UK, protesters there tore down a statue of a former slave trader and then rolled it down the street and threw it in the harbour.
Sadly, this is a picture that we've seen over the last few days as things become more and more heated across the British capital. Thousands of people taking to the streets, starting off in these marches that have taken place over the weekend. That statue was dragged off its podium and eventually dragged into the river and thrown into the river. To the ire of government officials, Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, came out and said that that was wholly unacceptable behaviour.
Look at that there. That is the Abraham Lincoln statue in London, defaced, graffiti, Black Lives Matter. Are these people just utterly ignorant of history?
When people see defacing these monuments, when people see the violence, when people see the looting, when people see all of these different things, what it does is that it makes what's going on a little less relevant in the minds of people.
Cecil Rhodes, a 19th century imperialist, represents for these protesters the unacceptable face of British history, and they want his statue gone.
He's basically a crook, in my opinion, who went to other countries and exploited those countries for his own gain. He doesn't stand for my values, and I don't want to see him celebrated.
But in the former capital of the Confederacy, Richmond, Virginia, this 12-ton statue of General Robert E. Lee is proving harder to move.
When it's the biggest thing around, it sends a clear message. This is what we value the most. But that's just not true anymore.